Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have this problem from LeetCode 834, sum of distances in tree. This is a hard problem and this is related to graph. Okay, the problem statement is we are given an undirected graph and the nodes are labeled from 0 to n minus 1 and n minus 1 edges are given. The ith edge connects nodes as I0 and I1 together. Yeah, so which means actually we are given a adjacency matrix here. Return a list answer where answer I is sum of distances between node I and all other nodes. Okay, so we are going to return an array of answers. Okay, you can say a dist, array of distances. So remember, this is cumulative distance, which means we have to sum all the distances from ith node to each node. Okay, so which is confirmed with the example 1. So when we are calculating distance for 0, the distance is 8. How did we get that? Distance of 0 is we have to add all the distances for every node that we can reach from 0, which is of course like distance of 0, 1, distance of 0, 2, distance of 0, 3, plus distance of 0, 4, plus distance of 0, 5. So all together it is 8. Right here if we see, we are reaching all the nodes from a given node, right? That is nothing but a graph traversal, right? And we can use DFS here. Okay, so we'll use DFS for solving this problem. Now let's take 1 as the root. So now when we start from 1, distance of 1 is equal to 1, 0, and then 1, 2, then 1, 3, 1, 4 and 1, 5, right? So we'll add all of them. So distance of 1, 0 is 1, distance of 1, 2 is 2, distance of 1, 3 is 3, and then 3, and then 3, and the sum is 12, right? So we got 12. Once we know how can we find a distance of one node using the DFS method, then we'll be able to solve the remaining problem. Okay. Yeah, we have to return a dist array. So let's say dist array, and we can say dist equal to new int of size n, and we'll return dist. Okay. In this method, the first thing that we will do is converting this adjacency matrix to adjacency list, right? Yeah, so we can say map of integer and the list of integer, right? And graph equal to new hash map, right? But we know that the edges, the nodes are labeled with from 0 to n minus 1. So we can actually use a array of list also. Okay, so we can also write this graph as list of integer array gph, and gph equal to new array list of size n, and in the for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, gph I equal to new array list of integer, right? Okay, we can get rid of this map. Okay, good. Now let's create the adjacency list for int array edge in edges, right? For each edge we just want to fill our adjacency list. Yeah, now we'll say gph of edge 0 dot add edge 1. We also have to add the reverse edge, right? So we'll say gph of edge 1 add 0. Okay, good. Remember, we could have actually build this graph adjacency list using the hash map also. Now after this we will call some DFS method and we will fill the distance array and return that. Okay, if we introspect, The total distance is a function of distance and count from the previous step. I have prepared a presentation here which will tell us like how the total distance is a function of distance and count. Node 2 is in focus here, so I am actually looking at two different halves. Let's say we start from 1 and then 0 and then 2. This is how the calculation will look like. Count equal to 3 and the distance will also be 3, right, for this left half. Okay, let's look at the right side half. So I started from 3 and then went 2 and then again we have added 4, then we have added 5, and you can see count is equal to 4 and distance is equal to 3. Okay, this clearly says that distance of node equal to distance of prev plus count of prev, right, when we are starting from the leaf and we are moving towards the root, right? Yeah, so to get the distance of the previous from distance of node, we can just deduct the count of previous from the distance of node, right? We will use this particular relation and we will actually optimize this problem. Okay, let me write a simpler DFS method first, which will actually return the total count on that particular node. So it will look like int DFS int node int parent, right, and it will return a count. Okay, so we'll say int count equal to 0 and then return count. Okay, now graph traversal DFS, so which means we'll say for int next in GPH of node, right, for all the connected nodes of this node, we want to call our DFS method again, right? So I'll say, because I'm going to accumulate the count plus equal to DFS, and my parent node is actually the node, right? So I'll say next and node. Good. We also have to write if next equal to parent then continue to avoid the loop, right? Good. So when you look at this DFS method, we have actually counted the total count for a given node. Okay, I am trying to go step by step so that it will be easy to follow actually when we watch this video. Now let's say I want to calculate the distance in this particular step for this particular node, then I can write dist of node equal to dist of next plus count, right? Looks good. Oh, silly mistake, this is an array, right? Now let's call this method and validate this 0 and the parent is -1 for 0. Okay, remove this, uncomment this and run this DFS and see what is distance 0 coming. Okay, good. See, so let's not worry about this wrong answer. We have long way to go. We have just finished calculating the distance of 0th index. Okay, I just wanted to validate if distance of 0 is 8 by this DFS method. Good. Now if you see this count, we are not saving individual count, right? So to save this individual count, we need to modify this method a little bit. Okay, so if you see this count plus equal to DFS, this step, what we are doing, we are actually calling the DFS method and recursively, and the DFS, when the DFS method is like, and from bottom up approach, we are calculating the count, right, for each step. To be able to do this in the same manner like bottom up approach, we have to call the DFS method first and then we have to calculate the count for individual step, right? So now what I can do here, I can remove this count from here, and once this DFS method is complete, I can say count of node plus equal to count of next. Okay, now I can replace this count with count of next and because we are calculating for each step, I can say distance of node equal to plus equal to, yeah. So now when we look at this method, it looks like a post order traversal for a graph, okay. So we call the DFS method, and after that we are doing calculation, okay. So we can also call this as a post order traversal, right, post order method, okay. And I can call this post order method. We have to get rid of this count, and we have to say count of node equal to count of node plus 1, okay, good. Now we also have to define this count, okay, because we have not yet defined that. So int count, okay, and dist. So I'll just copy this, yeah, and I'll say count, and count is of size n, which is good. And now count of node, this looks good. Now we have to call this post order and verify this particular step, okay. Let's see this, okay, count of, okay, good, looks good, yeah. We have calculated the total distance for the ith position, which is 0 position, okay. Now let's verify what it gives for 1, run, which is 12, see 1 is 12, this is good. Now let's verify 2, 6, see this is good, see we got this for 2. Let's verify this 3, which is whether we are getting 10 for 3, okay. Cool, nice, see we are getting 10 for 3 also. This is nice, okay. So we are definitely going in the right direction, okay, good. Yeah, you see that we have written a DFS method post order, which actually takes one node, and for that particular node it is successfully returning the total distance. We can actually call this post order method for each index in a for loop. We can accumulate the returns into an array and we can return it, right? But that will be a n square solution, O of n square solution, which we don't want, right? We want to optimize it, we want to further optimize it. If we take this particular relation, how can I get distance of next? Because we already have the solution, we already have the total solution, total distance for 0th index. Using that total distance, we will calculate the remaining distances, okay. When we start from 1, we found that the total distance is 12, right? In this particular code, you can actually return count, and you can see what was the value, what was the count array in each step, okay. That will give you a clear picture of like what was the value of the count for 0, 1 and 2 and so on, okay. So anyway, that is up to you, but count of 0 is 6, okay. So now let's use this to find the total distance of 1. Total distance of 0 is nothing but the total distance including the distance of 1, right. So what we have to do, we already have a total which has the distance of 1 also included. In our array, we have actually accumulated all the values, okay. So we just have to remove all extra value that we have added, okay. That's what we are doing here, okay. So what we'll do, distance of just 0 is actually total distance minus the count of 1, yeah, and the second part is count of 1, okay. Count of 1 is actually total size of the graph minus count of 1, which is 5 in this case, okay. That's why 8 minus 1 plus 5 is 12, okay. Why the second part 5? If you see this, we are actually adding this 5 times, distance of 1, 0 is getting added 5 times because of this 5 nodes, okay. When we already have the second half and we are adding another 1 node, distance of 1, 0 is getting added 5 times because distance of 1, 2 contains 1, 0, distance of 1, 3 contains 1, 0, distance of 1, 4 contains 1, 0. So every path that you are seeing here actually contains distance of 1, 0, so which is 5 times, right? That's what we are adding here, okay. Now let's take another example. I think that will give you a little more clarity on this math. Okay, so I'll take another example where we will calculate the distance of 2. Okay. Okay, now how can we get distance of 2 using distance of 0 again? Okay, why are we considering distance of 0 here? Because 2 is the connected node of 0, and when we are calculating 2, we already have calculated distance of 0. You can say it's a top down approach. Okay, in the previous step we started from leaf and went up to the root. Now we are actually started from root and we are going down to the leaf. Okay, and we are calculating. Okay, now let's see distance of 2. Yeah, so distance of 2 is distance of 0, which is 8, minus count of 2, which is 4, and then total size of the graph minus count of 2, which is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2, right? So total is 6, right? Does it make sense? Is it clear? So if I want to reiterate this again, then total distance of 2 will be total distance of this right side part and the total distance of the left side part, right? So total distance of the left side part is 2, which we got 6 minus 4 by doing 6 minus 4, and the total distance of this right side part is nothing but the total distance minus C and T 2. I hope this is clear now. Okay, good. Now let's write the second part of the method. So we use the previous values and we calculated and moved towards the ellipse, right? So this is like top down approach, so which is nothing but a pre-order traversal. Okay, I'll just copy this post order method. Okay, and I will write my pre-order here. Okay, I'll call this pre-order. Okay, this will be pre-order. We don't need this count array anymore, we already have that count. Okay, so we will get rid of this count. Okay, we have to do this calculation before, right, because it's a pre-order. Okay, and distance of next equal to distance of node minus count of individual next, and this would be, because it is individual, distance of node and count of next all contains accumulated values. We have to get rid of the extra values that we have added in the distance array, right? So distance of individual node is distance of node minus count of next plus the graph size, right? Graph size minus the count of next. Okay, this looks good to me now. Okay, dist of next equal to dist of node minus count of next plus graph size minus count of next. Okay, so this is one part and another part is this one. Okay, good. Let's call this pre-order after the post order method. We'll call 0 and minus 1. Okay, yeah, let me run this code and see this. Oh yeah, this should be graph.length actually, because it's a array, right? So this should be length. Okay, yep. So, okay, good. Before I submit, I wanted to test this taking 1 as my root. Okay, so I'll take 1 as my root and I'll test it again. Okay, let's see. Cool, see, nice, we got this. We can randomly take 3 as our root. I mean, in this process I am testing, like if I start from 0, I am getting all the answers or not. Yeah, if I start from 1 or randomly any index which is less than n, am I getting the right result? Okay, so I'll start from 3 and test it. Good, so all good, all looks good. So we'll submit this. Yeah, change it to 0 and submit. Cool, good, nice. So that's all guys for today. We'll see you next time. If you still find problem in following this, please feel free to write it in comments. In the interview, someone should be able to write this post order method. Okay, once you write the post order method, I think the next part is easy to follow. I took a very simple example of calculating the count, and then calculating the count for each step and distances for each step.